Good morning, students. In previous session we discussed about how we are going to assign the pointers to the objects. In this session we are going to discuss about how we are going to invoke the constructors in inheritance. Already you know what you mean by inheritance, right? For example, A and B is there. A is the base class, right? B is the derived class. A is the base class, B is the derived class, right? B is going to inherit all the properties of its base class. B is going to inherit all the properties of its derived class, right? B is the derived class. B is going to inherit all the properties of its base class, right? Right? Now, already you know what you mean by constructor, right? Constructor is just like a method, right? Constructor is just like a method. How we are going to defining and declaring the constructor? For example, class A is there. In the class A, I am going to declaring one constructor, right? I am going to declaring one constructor. This is class name is A. That's the reason constructor name must be A. That's the reason constructor name must be A. Right? How we are going to invoke this constructor? Whenever we are going to create any object, for example, if here I am going to create one object of A, I am going to create the object for A. Whenever I am going to declaring one object, whenever I am going to creating the object, at the same time this particular constructor is going to invoke. No need to write obj.a. Constructor is just like a method, but here whenever the object is created, automatically that particular constructor is going to be invoked, right? Here A is there. For the class A, I am going to creating the object. By using this object, whenever I am creating this object, immediately constructor is going to be invoked, right? Up to here you know this one. Now here we can create the constructors, we can define the constructor in inheritance also. Now how that particular constructor is going to be invoked by using the inheritance, right? The three cases are there. First one is base class constructors are always called in the derived class constructor. First point is base class constructors are always called in the derived class. See here, I'll use this one. For example, class A is there. This class A, here I am writing one constructor, C out base class constructor, base class constructor, right? Here closing the braces of this class, right? Now I am creating one more class. I am here public A. In this case, yeah, I am going to define derived class constructor. Derived class constructor, closing the braces, closing the class. See here, class A is there. This class A is the base class, right? Class A is base class. Now what is class B? Class B is derived class. Class B is derived class. Here whenever we are going to create the object, for class B, here how we are going to create the object? B obj1. Whenever I am going to create the object of B class, derived class, here automatically first base class constructor is going to invoke. First base class constructor is going to be invoked, then derived class constructor is going to be invoked. What is the whenever the object is created, here if I am going to create the object for any class, it means that here that particular class constructor is going to be invoked. That particular class constructor is going to be invoked. See here I am creating the object. What is the object of class B? Here whenever I am going to creating the object for class B constructor is going to be invoked, right? In general, class B constructor is going to be invoked. But here we are performing the inheritance. Here B is the derived class. Whenever I am going to create any object for the derived class, here at that time automatically first base class default constructor, here base class default constructor is going to be invoked. First base class default constructor is going to be invoked, then derived class constructor is going to be invoked. Right? Now here BOBJ1, what is the output for this one? First it is going to display the message base class constructor, then what is the next statement? Here derived class constructor. Right? Here if I am going to create the object for derived class, then first derived class constructor, if I am going to creating the object for the derived class, first base class default constructor is going to be invoked, then the derived class default constructor is going to be invoked. Right? Up to here clear? This is the first point. Now here second one, whenever a derived class object is created, first the base class default constructor is executed and then the derived class constructor finishes its execution. Right? Here next one, whether derived class default or parameterized constructor is called, base called default constructor is always called inside them. For example, here for example I am going to write one more constructor here, b int a comma int b, right? C out a equals to a, b equals to b, right? Closing the braces, then closing this class. See here in this class class B derived class, I am defining one default constructor, next I am defining one parameterized constructor. Next is I am defining one parameterized constructor. Now what will happen here? Now I am going to creating one object BOBJ2 10, 20. Right? I am creating one object BOBJ, here only one object, right? Here BOBJ2 10, 20, I am creating one object. Here whenever this object is created, what will happen here? What type of parameter, what type of constructor is going to be invoked? Here directly parameterized constructor is going to be invoked in general, right? But here whenever we are going to create the default, whenever we are going to create any object for invoking the default constructor, or whenever we are going to create the object for parameterized constructor, in these two cases also, first base class default constructor is going to be invoked, then only that parameterized constructor is going to be invoked of its derived class. Now here for this, what is the object for this one? Here for this one, what is the output for this one? First is base class constructor, next a equals to 10, b equals to 20. It is my output, base class constructor, then what is the a value? A equals to 10, b equals to 20. Here depending upon the object of that particular derived class, that particular constructor is going to invoke. But whenever we are going to create the object for any derived class, first default constructor of its base class is going to be invoked, right? This is the second one. Now third, to call a base class parameterized constructor inside the derived class parameterized constructor must mention it explicitly while declaring the derived class parameterized constructor. See here now in the third example, for example, here in this third example, I am going to define int x parameterized constructor. See out, wait, see out x equals to x. This is the parameterized constructor for this class A, base class. Now here whenever we are going to create any object, this parameterized constructor of base class is not going to be executed, not going to be invoked. To invoke the parameterized constructor of its base class, we must mention in this derived class object. Here whenever we are going to create any object of derived class, we have to mention the parameterized constructor of its base class. We must mention the parameterized constructor of its base class. These 3 points are very, very important. First point is here, in inheritance, class A is the base class, class B is the derived class. Whenever we are going to create any object for derived class, whenever the object of derived class is going to be created, automatically default constructor of its base class is going to be invoked. Then only default constructor of its derived class is going to be invoked. What is the second point? Here whenever we are going to whenever we are going to create any object for parameterized constructor, in that particular case also base class default constructor is going to be invoked. Then only parameterized constructor of derived class is going to be invoked. This is the second one. Third one is, if any parameterized constructor is present in the base class, to call that particular parameterized constructor by using the object of derived class, we have to mention explicitly. These 3 points are very, very important while you are going to you are going to be use constructor in inheritance, right? See here in this case, I am going to explain with an example. Here class base is there. What is this base class? Base class, this is the base class, right? Here class name is base. Here I am declaring int x, one variable, one data member in public, base int I. What is base int I? This is the parameterized constructor, right? I am going to pass one parameter I. That's the reason here I am going to write this parameterized constructor. Int I is the parameterized constructor. Here x equals to I. See out base class base parameterized constructor. Just I am going to printing the value of x, right? This is the base class is completed. Now second one is derived class. Here this is the derived class. Here in public mode I am deriving the derived class. Here in public mode I am deriving the derived class. This is the derived class. Here in public mode we are deriving the derived class. In public mode we are deriving the derived class. Here also I am using one data member int y. I am using one data member int y public. Here derive j comma k, right? Here in this case, here derive j comma k, we can use this j comma k in this parameterized constructor. Again I am going to invoke the parameterized constructor of base class, parameterized constructor of its base class. See here, parameterized constructor of its base class is going to be invoked in the derived class parameterized constructor, or else we can write in this format also. Derived int j comma int k colon base k. We can write in this format also, derive int j comma int k colon base k. Here whenever we are going to write this one, automatically parameterized constructor of base class, parameterized constructor of its base class is going to be invoked, then derived class parameterized constructor is going to be invoked. Here derived parameterized constructor, right? Now in int main derive 10 comma 20, here I am going to invoke, I am going to creating the object of derived class. D is the object for derived class. Here I am passing two parameters 10 comma 20. Here whenever I am going to pass this 10 comma 20, directly control is going to transfer here, right? Control is going to transfer here derived 10 comma 20, derive 10 comma 20, right? What is the j value here? J value is 10, right? J value is 10. So y equals to 10. What is k value? K value is 20. Here base k here. I am passing k value here. I am passing k value here. So what is the k value now? K value is 20. K value is 20, right? Here whenever the compiler is going to read this statement base k, whenever the compiler is going to read this statement base k means base 20, directly control is going to transfer here, right? Now base 20. Now what is the value of x now? X equals to I. What is the value of I? Here I am passing 20 value, now 20, right? 20. Now base parameterized constructor x equals to 20, right? Y equals to 10. See here, base parameterized constructor x equals to 20, y equals to 10, right? Again I am going to repeat this program. First one is the base class base int x. I am declaring one data member, that is x public. Here I am going to declaring one parameterized constructor. In this parameterized constructor I am going to invoke, I am going to pass only one parameter, that is I. So I am going to assigning x equals to I. Base class parameterized constructor, I am going to print the value of x, right? Class definition is completed. Now I am going to deriving the derived class derive. In public mode I am going to derive the derived class, right? Int y. In derived class also I am going to defining the parameterized constructor. Here I am passing two parameters j comma k. Here whenever I am going to invoking the parameterized constructor, we compulsory we have to mention the base class parameterized constructor. Otherwise base class parameterized constructor is not going to be invoked. So y equals, first I am going to invoking the base class constructor, then y equals to j, or else here the same code is going to be right in this format also. Derived int j comma int k, here colon base k. This is the syntax for how we are going to calling the parameterized base class constructor. Next y equals to j, cout derived parameterized constructor, closing the braces of the derived class definition is completed. Now go for the int main derive d 10 comma 20. Whenever the object is created for these two parameters, directly control is going to transfer here derive 10 comma 20. What is the value of j? J value is 10. What is the value of k? K value is 20. Now I am passing the k value to the parameterized constructor. Now what is the value of k? Base k is 20. Directly whenever the compiler is going to read base 20, directly control is going to be transferred to the base class constructor base int I. Now what is the value of I here? I is 20. X equals to I. X equals to 20. So base class parameterized constructor value of x is 20. Then derive after the execution, after the completion of the execution of the base class parameterized constructor, directly control is going to transfer to the derived class parameterized constructor. Then it is going to execute this statement y equals to j, y equals to 10. Then cout derived parameterized constructor y equals to 10, right? Base class parameterized constructor is output is 20, derived class parameterized constructor is 10. Now I am going to execute this program by using this C++. Here what is the first here how we are going to execute this one? What is the first statement? Hash include IO stream, right? Hash include IO stream using namespace std, using namespace std. Now here in this case what we have to write here, first one, what is first, uh, first we have to define one class base, right? I'm going to defining one class base. In class base I'm going to declare int x. I'm going to declare int x. Now in this case first I'm going to defining base class construct default constructor, right? Base class default constructor cout base class default constructor, base class default constructor, right? And L, right? Here closing the braces. Now I'm going to define derived class. Derived in public mode, right? Public base. In this case here int y, here I am going to derived one constructor, that is derived, sorry, cout derived class constructor, derived class constructor, right? Up to here class definition is completed, right? Now int main I'm going to create the object for derived d. Here how it is going to be executed, first we'll check. Save. I'm going to save the program. Now try to execute this one. Here first I'm going to creating the one object d. Here for this case here d is the default constructor. Here I am going to invoke the default constructor. How it is going to be invoked? First here first it is going to invoke the base class constructor, then it is going to be invoke the default constructor. Return 0, right? See here, compile. Is there any error? Is there base class is private? Sorry, here we have to mention the public now. In public access specifier mode only we have to write public. We didn't mention that one. Here also, here in general we can't write the constructors in private mode, right? Now execute this one. How many errors are there? See here, no errors are there. Errors are 0, warnings are 0. Now what is the output of my program for this one? First here I am creating the one object, this derived d. Here whenever the object of derived class is going to be declared, at that time automatically first base class constructor is going to be invoked, then only derived class constructor is going to be invoked, right? My output is, first one is the base class default constructor, next is derived class default constructor, derived class default constructor. Run this program. See here, base class default constructor, then derived class constructor, right? Here I am creating one object for this one default. Here I am not going to pass any parameters. That's the reason. Here that's the reason directly first base class constructor is going to be invoked, then derived class constructor is going to be invoked. Now in this case here I am going to write one here parameterized constructor, right? Base int I, base int I, right? Opening the braces. Here x equals to I, x equals to I, C out value of x is n x then and L. Here I am defining one parameterized constructor, right? I am defining one parameterized constructor. Here in derived class also I am going to define one derived class parameterized constructor. Here derived int I comma int k, int I comma int k. Here I am going to call the base class constructor base int k, base int k. Now opening the braces, right? Y equals to j, sorry, already we are using I na, here we can't use I here. Y equals to j, then C out value of y is and y and L, right? Here I am calling this one derived class constructor j base k. Directly control is whenever we are going to here, see here 10 comma 20, I am going to pass two values 10 comma 20. Whenever this is compiler is going to derive d 10 comma 20, here directly control is going to transfer here derive 10 comma 20, derive 10 comma 20, value of j is 10, value of k is 20. Here base int k, base int k means k value is 20. Here whenever the compiler is going to read base int k, directly control is going to transfer here, right? Base int k, value of k is value of here k value is 20. We are passing here, we are assigning k value to I. Now what is the value of I value is 20. Now we are assigning 20 value to x. C out value of x is 20, right? Now save this program. Now try to execute this one. Is there any error? Is there error? Expected primary int k derived, right? Base class primary expression is expected primary expression before int. What is the base one? Here primary expression is needed. Here already int is there, already we declare int na, that's the reason here again we no need to declare this int, right? No need to declare this int. Why? Because already we declare int k, already we declare int k, that's the reason no need to write base int k. That is the error. Here errors are 0, warnings are 0. Now just we have to check the output. What is my output? What type of output I am going to get here? First base class constructor is going to be invoked, then derived class constructor is going to be invoked. See here, value of x is 20, value of y is 10. Value of x is 20, value of y is 10, right? See here, value of x is here already we are passing 10, so value of 10 comma 20, value of k is 20, so x value is 20, y value is 10. Here directly here we are writing this one, this thing that derive int j comma k na, this is one type of declaration, and one more type of declaration is control x. Here directly we can invoke in this case also, right? Put the semicolon. Save this program. Now try to execute this one. Compile. Okay, base K. Shadow से parameter here. Here directly we can pass this one. Okay, shadow parameter. First save, then compile. Errors are 0, warnings are 0. Then try to run this program. Base class default constructor value of y is 20. And why we are getting this base class default constructor base class 2 times we are getting this one? Why? Because here directly we are calling this one, we are not here. Is there any value here? K values, we are assigning K value. Is there any K value is there for this one? Again we are passing the I value only, na. That's the reason we are getting the base class constructor and base class constructor. We are getting 2 times same value. We are going to get this one here 2 times. Here derived D is there. Base class directly base class constructor is going to be invoked. Default constructor is going to be invoked. Then derived class default constructor is going to be invoked. Here in this way we are going to call this, we are going to call the constructors in inheritance. In next class I am going to explain about here polymorphism. Thank you.